Badoo.
Bump.
So
okay, so we just started a show and we went live, and you and I are both typing on our phones.
Yes, exactly. We're both like, must finish up last second things, and literally the only thing I could do while doing that was make that sound. So
well, your sound was better than my sound, so you win. Congratulations.
Do I?
You win the dumbest game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you're right. It is Maya. Stan Stifer.
Yes.
Well done. Yeah.
Okay.
Attaboy.
I'm good at names.
Yeah.
I'm actually really bad at names.
I can do okay.
At
Actually,
names?
I think I'm pretty. Actually, I think I'm pretty good at names.
Oh, hey, so and so. I haven't seen you in 7 years.
And they're like, "Who's this weirdo? Get away from me!"
Harbaugh?
Harbaugh. No, Hargrove. No, we played hardball.
That's an inside joke. If you know, you know. Okay, so this is the scrimmage.
Oh, Shohei's up.
Yep, I'm Justin Damashevitz. My co-host Daniel Hargrove
Is
here
distracted.
He's so with me, as well as our trusty producer.
He's so dreamy, but he just struck out.
Andrew Gross. Andrew Gross is dreamy?
No, Shohei's dreamy.
Whoa, you don't think Andrew Gross is dreamy?
Shohei's dreamy.
No.
Whoa.
I did at one point. When Andrew and I went to Mexico
Are you admitting
on a
something
mission trip
right now?
Andrew was like right in his like swimmer phase, so he was like jacked.
What's
and
happening
like
right
every
now?
time I took a picture of I would take pictures on the trip, and Andrew was like the most photogenic person like on the trip. Like it didn't matter what was going on. You'd look at the picture and be like, "Whoa!"
3 weeks of my life that I've ever been photogenic.
How would you describe your feelings towards Andrew during that time?
He was like, "I'm gonna live with that guy."
I'm gonna live with that dreamy, muscular man.
Yeah.
That's what was happening.
Yep.
Let's like sit in this for a while. Like just hang out in here.
Yeah. I was about to. Well, every comment that popped into my head was just even more inappropriate and
Okay,
awkward.
yeah.
So that's what I was filtering through. I was like, I could say that.
Yeah.
Nope, don't want to start that. I could say nope, don't want to. Nope, don't want to.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's
don't wanna.
not often that you find yourself at a loss for words.
No.
Yeah, I suffer from the same issue.
Yes.
But sometimes the words I say are not the right words. In fact, fairly regularly, the words I say. Did I don't remember if I ever told you.
What?
You know how sometimes I just say stuff?
Yeah.
And sometimes
that happened on the way here, actually.
Yes, it did. Also, sometimes there are awkward situations, and I just create them, and then I just throw them in your lap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are my
It's
favorite.
like his hobby.
Yeah.
So Riker Scott goes to our church,
Yeah.
and there was a day.
You are bringing this story back?
Is this a story I've already told?
You told me.
I told you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you tell it on the show?
I don't know, but I'm a very awkward person.
Yeah.
And so I have a tendency to take awkward situations and then just trust the people around me to clean them up for me. So whether it's my wife or whether it's you, or in this situation, it was our pastor Janelle.
Yeah.
Where I saw Riker Scott, who is an Aberdeen high school student, play sports.
Yes.
And Janelle was like, "Hey, Justin, have you met Riker?" And I was like, "I know who you are." And I didn't say anything else.
Okay, see, you told the story differently last time.
What did I say?
Last time you said, "Oh, I know who you are."
That's probably more the tone that I had. And then Riker, who is a,
Normal
normal human and probably like a 17 or 18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And is looking at me, who's an adult, and like, okay, like, why do you know who I am?
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
offer no further explanation whatsoever. And I'm like, usually there's a Daniel or an Angel here that corrects the situation for me. And then Janelle jumped in and was like, "Oh yeah, Justin has a sports podcast and he does radio broadcasts with Daniel Hargrove." And so she saved the day.
Yes.
So that's usually, I don't always find myself at a loss for words. I find myself at a loss for the correct words for normal human conversation.
Right. And then you lean into it. Because I feel like...
I resisted it for a while.
Yeah, you've resisted it and you would have like tried to correct your way out of that. But
Yeah.
now you're like, that was awkward. I'm not going to fix it.
Well, fixing it would be admitting defeat, and I'm not doing that.
Yep, you only admit the hands. Anyway, I think it's time.
Ba-dum-bum.
Is it? Should we hop right in? Should we jump in?
Oh.
Should we
Both feet?
rounded lasso the feet for the round? I still can't.
Yeah, that's weird, man. Let's round up local sports
Yes.
by lassoing feet.
The Aberdeen Bobcats withstood some early pressure and then romped over the Hoquiam Grizzlies in the 120th Myrtle Street rivalry game. You know what I mean. For the 43-7 victory. The Bobcats struck first with a 22-yard Micah Schroeder touchdown run that gave the Bobcats a 7-0 lead. Later in the first period, the Grizzlies capitalized on a Bobcat turnover and then an Aberdeen penalty, which set up a beautiful toss from KJ McCoy and a great catch by Lincoln Nemi for a touchdown to tie the game at 7. That would be the biggest highlight of the night for Hoquiam, however, and the Bobcats would then put up 36 unanswered points in the blowout win. Aberdeen was led by Schroeder's 16 carries for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Heck of a game.
And Riley Wixon's 12 carries for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kenyon Crawford rushed for 32 yards on 7 carries and a touchdown as well. To round out the scoring, Aberdeen quarterback Mason Hill hit Adonis Hammonds on a hitch and go for 34 yards for a 34-yard touchdown with about 6 minutes left in the game.
Montesano's football team traveled to... I'm sorry. Hang on. Let me try again. Sorry. Lewis County and routed Napavine Tigers 56-0 on Friday. Tarek Gunter, he's so cool. He led the way early for the Bulldogs as he started things off with a 95-yard touchdown run to open scoring, then added a 40-yard touchdown reception on a sick catch, and then an interception. Zach Timmons also added 2 touchdowns for Montesano, and Gunter would add a third for the night. Caden Stott also had a touchdown for Monte. Actually, I think, did Caden have 2 touchdowns? I think he caught a touchdown.
He did.
And rushed for
Did
a
I
touchdown.
not put 2 touchdowns? Oh, I spelled 2 wrong.
Oh, I should have caught that. My
Yeah,
bad. Two
typo on the 2
TDs
there, yes.
for
2
Caden
touchdowns.
Stott.
Yes.
Coco Wilson rounded out scoring with a 73-yard scamper on a QB draw for the score. QB Tyson Perry finished with 2 touchdown tosses, and the Montesano Bulldogs remain undefeated on the season.
Kings knocked off Elma 46-0, and we all hate Kings. And Adna destroyed Raymond South Bend 47-8, and we hate Adna as well. Don't ask why.
Is this a Teander Olson thing? Because that hurts me still.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
You knew that Teander transferred to Adna,
No.
right? She's gone.
Teander transferred to Adna?
Yeah.
Wait, when did this happen?
I thought we talked about this.
I thought that it was a possibility. I didn't
No.
know it happened.
She gone.
Dude, what is with Adna stealing local girls basketball studs?
I'm getting emotional, not going to lie.
I can't
What?
explain to
What?
you. I described
What?
Teander Olson as, on this show,
Yeah.
as my favorite girls basketball player I've ever covered in this area.
And that's nuts.
Because there's been so many good ones.
Yeah.
She's so freaking good. She's the exact type of guard.
Dude, is Freeman still there?
I think she graduated.
Did she?
I think so. I think she was a senior last year.
Are you sure? Because we started covering her when she was in 8th grade. So
It very clearly says on the show notes here, don't ask why we hate Adna.
What was the reason?
and
though?
then Justin.
What was your reason? I thought it was Teander Olson related and you were trying to hurt me.
No, it was. I mean, for me, it was a combination of things.
Oh, it
It
was
the
Freeman related.
Freeman related.
Yeah.
And Adna's in Lewis County.
You ready to keep going?
Yeah. PL Willapa Valley cracked Winlock's egg and fried it up for a yummy meal and got the dominant 62-12 win. And Costa took Chief Leshai down 47-6.
I was in a fun mood writing this. If you don't know, Winlock has the world's largest egg.
I didn't know that.
Oh, that must have been really weird reading that then.
It was weird. It was weird.
Wishkah Valley loggers harvested Clallam Bay's timber 59-32 to round out the gridiron scoreboard.
Whew. My wife says they just keep to Adna good players. They like to keep Adna good players. Oh, like add-in good
but
players?
she didn't type that well, did she? They
She-
just keep...
Adna good players.
They just adding good players. Dude.
Wishkah Valley loggers harvested.
No, dude, I just read that one.
Oh. Wishkah Valley Oh. In volleyball, the Bobcats and Grizzlies squared off for round 2 of their Myrtle Street rivalry matchup and thrilled a large and boisterous crowd as Aberdeen held off a Hoquiam rally for a 3-2 victory on Thursday in Hoquiam. Aberdeen's Sophie Knutson served up 6 aces and recorded 35 digs despite the Grizzlies often trying to hit to someone other than that defensive star. Mia Halleck filled up the stat sheet with 8 aces, 3 kills, 12 digs, and a team-high 35 assists. Bobcats senior outside hitter Hadley Lowry had 11 kills to lead an Aberdeen offense that had 5 players with at least 5 kills in the match. Hoquiam was led by Caitlin Broadhead with 24 digs to lead a defensive backline, while the frontline combo of Gordon, Quigg, and Stankovic combined for 20 block touches, 2 solo blocks, and 5 block assists in the game. Maya Stansteifer had a field day feeding Hoquiam hitters with a game and season high of 44 assists. That's a lot. Aaliyah Kennedy, she's real good, led the way with 18 kills. That's a lot. Followed by Burgess with 16 kills and Stankovic with 10 kills as 3 Grizzlies with double-digit kills on the evening. Thank you to the Daily World. A lot of information coming there. By the way, go subscribe to the Daily World for sports coverage.
Absolutely do that. Comment, Chase Ferrier says, Daniel, calm down. Hoquiam is going to win the girls' basketball league now. He's got a point that could happen. All right, continuing on with prep volleyball.
Oh, sorry.
Nope.
We have
You're
so
all right.
much more.
Yeah.
We have so much more.
Yeah, Montesano took down to 9-0, 3-0.
Take that,
Lake
Beavers.
Lake Queenall took down Wishkah Valley 3-1. In girls prep soccer, the Montesano Bulldogs hounded down the Beavers of Tashleimo and shut them out for the 4-0 win. And Costa cut the Fishermen's nets and routed El Waco 7-0.
Raymond South Bend rounded out their scoring to an even 4 and round forks into spoons to chomp a 4-2 victory in soccer.
Dude.
Moving on to boys golf. This is the IPAs.
Why did you
were
write it like
flowing.
that?
The IPAs were flowing.
Why
I
did you
assume.
write it like that?
In boys golf, Hoquiam undercut Rochester for a 198-205 victory. Montesano broke 2 event records at the Sibley Scramble on Monday at Alderbrook Golf Course in Union, led by the duo of Aaron Black and Colton Grubb. Oh, I violated the no grubs allowed rule. Dang it. The Bulldogs shot 130 as a team, which consists of 3 pairs of golfers, to place first and break an event record with a total score of 130. The pairing of Black and Grubb shot a 9 under par 63 to break the all-time lowest score record for a pairing.
I'd eat at Black and Grub.
The Bulldogs pairing of Aiden Sauer and Caden Grubb led the previous pairing record to a score of 67.
Ooh, Sour and Grub sounds good too.
Monty's London Toll and Niall Kohlmeyer.
That
Would you
doesn't
eat
work
at Toll and Kohlmeyer? It sounds like someone who would do your taxes.
Yeah.
Rounded out Monty's score with a 77. Aberdeen and Elma placed in a tie for 5th place with a score of 155 each. The grouping of William Yee and Grady Ainsworth led the Bobcats with a round of 75, while Trey Yeager and Dylan Meyer had the Eagles' top score with a 75 as well.
Also on the links, because who doesn't like a breakfast sausage?
You are out of control.
Elma barely edged out Hoquiam 177 to 178. Elma needed every bit of 9 holes to squeak past Hoquiam on Tuesday at Highland Golf Course in Cosmopolis. The match came down to the final hole with Elma Jr. Trey Yeager leading with a 42 followed by Junior Lucas Norris, Senior Cole Nemi, and Junior Zane Keith, each shooting a 45 to secure the win. Hoquiam was led by Aiden Hart, who earned Medalist of the Match honors with a score of 41. Freshmen Lucas Montour and Noah Taylor shot 43 and 46 respectively, with juniors Danton and Damon Cole shooting identical 48s as the Grizzlies' fourth score of the day. And that finally wraps up the roundup. Maybe is it roundup the roundup?
Roundup.
Roundup. Roundup. Whew. Oh, you know what I forgot to do today? I forgot to go back and check and see if anybody else nominated athletes of the week. I'm gonna go.
You had some in there. I have a couple from Forest, and we got from Coach Daniel Langer. We got a
nice.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, let's see.
Did you get the Aaliyah Kennedy nomination in there?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the Aaliyah Kennedy one. I got yours, which is Tarek Gunter is cool.
He is cool. He's so cool.
Buzz Scott just said Riley Wixon, Micah Schroeder, Sam Schreiber, Luke Martin.
Do we have stats from that game?
We have
Micah's.
We have Ian's stats from that game.
Okay. So not the official stats, but Ian's pretty good. So.
Ian's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got his stats. Somebody else, Aaron Pell also said that Riley had some amazing games on both sides of the ball. We got Ronan Rutzer again getting nominated, and this time also Ben Tackett from Acosta. Let's see. Somebody else hopped on for Tarek Gunter.
A lot of Gunter going on there. Also, I got a text saying that not only Forrest nominates Tarek Gunter, but also someone from the Chronicle nominates Tarek Gunter.
Oh, from the Chronicle.
He didn't say who.
The Chronicle.
He just said a guy from the Chronicle.
Forrest also just commented and said Haka for Aberdeen volleyball late nominee.
Oh, yeah. I think we already had... Didn't we already have her in it?
Well, he is adding his voice.
Gotcha.
there.
Yeah, we might
So,
already have a nomination for
He
her.
also sent me a nomination for...
Wait, did he mean Haka or Halleck?
Don't know. But he also sent me a
Might have got
nomination
auto-corrected there.
for Lex Stanfield, who apparently has just been scoring hat tricks like crazy for Monte Soccer.
Nice. Jaden Gladson, Ryder Kramer, Carter Kolodzi. Some of the big dudes for Aberdeen don't get all the love. Carter Kolodzi actually got a 2-point conversion, though, on a little hook and ladder play.
Nice.
That's
nice,
pretty cool.
Nice.
By the way, that Aberdeen game, we're going to talk more at the end of the show about just... Because you mentioned to me on the drive up here, and you're absolutely accurate, that my view on scores is much more vehement than most other people's.
It's conservative. And I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying your view on it is different from most people.
Yes, so we'll get to that. I think it's better to kind of remove it from the talking about the good things that happened a little bit. So we'll talk about that in the mailbag section. My wife would probably be interested to see that part because I was pretty worked up after the game. Anyway, the 2-point conversions that Aberdeen was running earlier in the game were awesome. They did the little hook and ladder play, that
nice.
where you do the short throw out, really quick throw out to the flat, and then they use their lineman Carter Kolodzi, who's plays tackle for him, and he was the guy who took the pitch and took
that's
it in.
cool.
That was cool.
You a hook and ladder or hook and lateral?
I'm a hook and ladder guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because football tends to just slap names on things, and so I don't like a lateral.
So it literally is a hook and a lateral.
Sometimes.
But if you spell it
sometimes
out,
they don't do the hook part. Like that play wasn't a hook.
Yeah, sometimes
it was
it's
just
like
they
an
threw it out to the flats.
I got you.
Or they throw it across, but you kind of
what's the ladder? Are you climbing to the ball?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
the ladder is
The ladder's-
what you're taking to the end zone.
Yeah, that's what I meant. You're going.
Like you climb to the end zone?
Yeah.
Because you climb a ladder.
Yeah. I mean, they also call it a route tree.
A root tree.
There's not really a tree out there. A root tree. That's just really confusing.
I get stuck in the weeds on that a little bit because I have always known it as a hook and ladder my whole life.
Yeah.
But when you hear sometimes, I think Mike Golick was the first person I heard talk about this. Sometimes actual people who played NFL football say that's dumb. It's a hook and lateral.
I have news
And
for
it's
them.
been abbreviated
That's
to hook
dumb.
and ladder.
hook and ladder is not an NFL play; it's a college play.
Well, they also
get out
played,
of here.
I mean, he also played college.
Yeah, but for Notre Dame.
Yeah. And he's a defensive lineman. What does he know about
Yeah,
offensive plays?
Exactly. Also, anyway, so they had that one, but Justin, they pulled off the backwards granny toss 2-point conversion.
Oh.
So on this one drive, they basically realized, hey, we're kind of just bigger and stronger than Hoquiam's line, and so they went almost power T or power I or what does Rochester do?
It's a power T.
Bro.
It was really,
Power T, bro.
Yeah, lock in.
Lock in.
It was really close to a power T, because, and they just were like pounding it up the middle. So they line up for that 2-point conversion, and it was the quickest lineup for a 2-point conversion I've ever seen. I didn't know you could run a hurry up 2-point conversion.
Okay.
Did you know that? Like they ran, got the ball from the ref, put it down, like hustled, like it was like a 2-minute drill 2-point conversion.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, they didn't celebrate the touchdown. They were like, yeah, touchdown, quick. And they got into this formation. They did a play action.
Didn't they have to wait for the booth to confirm the touchdown on video?
No.
Okay.
The booth was just on it.
Nice.
They were just like, that's a touchdown.
Nice.
So they run a play action, and then Mason Hill keeps the ball and then just kind of faces the opposite, whole rest of the field and then goes, yeet, and just threw the ball over his head. And a tight end came right across the middle and caught it for the 2-point conversion.
That's pretty dope.
It was pretty dope, even though it happened against my team. That wasn't very fun. But I even with that, I was like, that was awesome. I texted Kai and I was like, that was sick. And everybody celebrated like it won the game. I could get it. Like it was a perfect time. You're up by a lot, but not by like crazy amounts. And it was just the perfect time to.
We don't have a team, Daniel. They're all our teams.
Forrest says that Tumwater did that to my son's 8th grade team. I think he's talking about the hook and ladder with
Right.
the linemen.
The hook and lateral?
With their 250, 270-pound linemen.
Oh,
in 8th grade.
In 8th grade.
Sounds familiar.
That's some Jabron Brooks stuff right there.
My brother just watched that Tumwater 8th grade team play a Monte 8th grade team, and it was like 46-0. And my brother's like, yeah, their quarterback was throwing in like 40-yard dimes. And he's like, he's in 8th grade.
I mean, in 8th grade, it doesn't have to be a dime either.
True, but he was saying like, yeah.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
he can just huck it 40 yards.
Yeah. Oh, Daniel dropped the blitz ball.
No,
I see what happened there.
He chucked the blitz ball and got lucky it didn't end up under the couch.
I was trying to demonstrate what happened. Dude, this is hurting my eyes, but I'll struggle through
I'm
it
sorry.
for the good of the show.
Our monitor screen is on its last legs.
Dude, you know what this is? This is playing video games in the 90s on our TV that we had up in our room that we literally called the eye fryer. And my friends would come over and they'd be like, dude, how do you read the plays of Madden? And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Memorize them.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No.
Daniel,
Chase said this Aberdeen team is looking to finally be the good team everyone thought the last few years was going to be. Hopefully. I do like this group. My one concern is they're not very big.
they're very experienced.
They're very experienced. They're strong. They're not very big. And you know what, Chase? I think we just wait and see until they play Chehalis and Tumwater, right?
I think they're going to make state.
I hope so.
I think they will.
I hope so.
I think they will.
Okay.
I think they are a good
I think
team.
we're covering the Chehalis game tomorrow, the radio station.
Well,
I think I'm going down to Chehalis.
We'll see what happens, WF West Tumwater. Like the way this league is structured, if it's the same as last year, all they would have to do is take third, right? Which, like, WF West, Tumwater, obviously I'm not going to count them out for those games, but those are two really good, generally really good programs.
Yeah.
So even if they lose both of those,
Right.
I'm not saying they're going to, but even if they do, they take third, then to get a state berth, all you have to do is beat, like, the Greater St. Helens 5, I think.
Oh, wait, really?
On a pigtail? That's what it was last year.
Oh.
So if that's the same, Evergreen 3, Pigdale against Greater St. Helens 5, I feel like they got a pretty good shot to make it to a state game.
That makes sense.
I think this team could absolutely do that. So that's kind of where I'm at, is like they have a chance to go compete in the state playoffs.
Forrest says that John Holman Photography thinks Aberdeen is going to give WF West a game.
I have heard that this WF West team is not quite that. I mean, they're going to be good.
Right.
I'm not trying to discount them and say that they're bad,
Right.
but they are not quite the dominant WF West teams we've seen in the last few years.
Right. Chase says they matched up well with Rochester's size. I agree with Justin. I think they're making the state. See, Rochester has size, but they also run the least diverse offense of all time.
They do.
It's a power T, bro.
It's a Tibra?
It's a Tibra. But they also have
Tibra.
Rochester has returning players.
Yeah.
That are pretty good.
Some returning dudes.
Like Ethan Rodriguez,
He's a monster.
Xander Peterman, man.
Peterman, man.
You just combined John Gruden and Kel Mitchell, and I love it.
Got you.
Good job.
Yeah. We have Athlete of the Week coming up after a commercial break that we are going to do right now.
Do you have a legal situation and need someone on your side? Let the law office of Jeffrey A. Damashevitz be your advocate. If you've been the victim of medical malpractice, suffered a personal injury, or need representation with real estate law, small business law, or estate planning, let Jeff Damashevitz put his 29 years of experience to work for you. Call Jeff Damashevitz today at 360-612-3991 or visit damashevitzlaw.com. That's DAMASIEWICZLAW.com.
You know, next time we have a guest on, I need to remind Sean that Andrew never turns our mics off. Because Sean would be like, commercial break. And he'd be like, so what do you think about this going? And I'm like, no, we're still on.
We're not that
funny.
professional of
No.
an operation.
Exactly.
The only thing that I dislike about this board that we've got is that there is not a push button to mute the channels.
Yeah, that
You have to turn the knobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
Well, it's also wonky. Like, they don't, they're not perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Clunky
good enough.
knobs.
Clunky knobs.
Clunky.
So I did a gosh damn
You
it.
did a really good job.
I know I did a
You
bad,
did
I
a
was gonna say, this
really
is a bad job by
good
me.
job. Under nominees for Spivey Athlete of the Week, we literally have Tarek Gunter is cool,
Yes.
which is what I put because he's
Yep.
so cool.
That was your nomination.
He's so
It
cool.
was so cool.
Have you ever seen him? He's so cool.
Okay, now it's getting creepy. You know how I said you lean into being awkward?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing
Am I doing it now?
Yes.
Okay, I'll stop.
Let's see. Also got a nomination, one I didn't mention earlier. This one came in either Sunday night or Monday. Oh man. Woo.
Not getting a lot of sleep.
I actually got sleep last night.
Oh, but you've
it
got a sleep
takes while.
deficit right now.
I have a big sleep deficit. Justice Jones, a varsity cheerleader at Aberdeen High School. He is a competitive dancer as well. He's earned 2 national dance titles in 2024, one in Florida and one in Seattle. In July of this year, he placed second in a major California competition against more than 100 dancers from across the U.S. And most recently, Justice was accepted into the prestigious and highly competitive CLI Conservatory in Massachusetts. A significant achievement that highlights his talent, dedication, and hard work. Also, I put this last part in because that was all in the nomination, but I put this in. Dude does sick backflips.
Okay.
Even on grass. Doing it on field turf is one thing, but he was doing sick backflips on Olympic Stadium grass out in the outfield. So that was another one that was in there.
Okay.
Did we get any more? Did you ask anybody on Instagram? I should
Uh,
probably reactivate my Instagram account. So
you need to get
look at
Meta.
these.
You need to get the Meta Business Suite
Okay.
because it tracks
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram together,
Okay.
and it puts it all in one place.
I guess I'll get Meta. Let
There,
Zuckerberg get even more into my life. The Zuck.
the Zuck.
We got Aaliyah Kennedy, 18 kills and 6 digs in the Hoquiam Aberdeen rivalry volleyball game.
Yeah, we have. We got a message from Coach Daniel Langer.
Okay.
This was notes from the Ocasta versus Ilwaco soccer game.
I wonder who this is going to be about.
September 20. What do you think? Is multiple players listed?
Oh, really?
One of them is the one you're thinking of.
I'm just going to say Toll, because aren't there two of them now?
So
isn't there Bristol and like a younger one? No, wait, the younger one's too young, I think, still.
What's too young anymore at Ocasta?
Well, I don't even think she's in 7th grade anymore.
Anymore. Ocasta beat Ilwaco
7-0.
Some kind of fishing pun. Beat them 7-0. Insert fishing pun here. In the total game stats was for Ocasta 35.
You didn't like all my weird puns?
I loved them, but I'm a giant nerd. So I don't know if you should take that as a...
My favorite one was the cracked Winlock's egg.
Oh, so it was good once you explained to me that Winlock has a giant egg. Yes. I didn't know that.
They are known for the giant egg.
Probably people knew that, just not me.
They have egg days. It's like our loggers play day in Hoquiam. They have egg days. Winlock's egg day.
Boy, that sounds worse.
Yeah.
Like fragile, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet they're the butt of every yoke. I bet they just get shelled all the time. Sorry. I'm really cracking you up right now. That's okay. This segment's fried.
I was waiting for it.
Ocasta had 35 shots with 24 of them on target. For Ocasta, the stats were Wiley Keplinger, who was a 9th grader, had 2 goals and 2 assists. Kat Nurston, who's a 9th grader, had 2 goals. Bristol Toll, which is the name you were waiting for, had a goal and an assist. She's a 10th grader. Oh boy, I'm really just scrambling you here, aren't I? Holly's Baldwin is a 10th grader. She had a goal and an assist. Scarlett Nelson, an 11th grader, had a goal. Penny Park, a senior, had an assist. And Jackie Morelio Gutierrez had an assist as a 9th grader. Now, don't you poach any of those stats from me, okay? Get it? Because poached eggs?
Yeah, I got
it.
Yeah, I'm still tracking with you. I'm just trying to think of more in my head to see if you come up with them.
So we got some. Appreciate Coach Daniel for sending us those stats.
Chase says, I have been to the Egg Festival. I can confirm it's worse.
Worse than Loggers Play Day?
Yeah.
Loggers Play Day is pretty cool.
I love Loggers Play Day.
I don't go, but I think it's cool. I like the idea of Loggers Play Day. I don't like actually being there.
Because it's loud?
It's loud. There's lots of people. Parking is difficult. And I don't really like watching people just saw wood.
What about climb poles?
Not really.
And then fall down.
It's not my thing.
Not your thing?
Not my thing.
I love you know what? We don't go to the play day. Like, we don't go to the competition every year. But we go to the parade every
Bands. You need bands.
Yeah.
Your kids love bands.
My kids love bands.
Yeah.
But also, my kids now love football. I thought the band was going to be their favorite part, but now my 2 kids... By the way, this is the first Aberdeen Hoquiam game that I didn't broadcast in 16 years. I took my family, and now my daughter and son are putting on their catcher's masks that you gave us, and they're playing football in the living room.
Nice.
They're like, when can we go to another football game?
When you drop me off at home,
Yeah.
I will run in and get those jerseys that I have for you. Don't let me forget.
Nice.
Okay.
They'll be excited about those.
And I have a wiffle ball bat for them too.
And then the other thing
we're just taking care of all of our personal
Yes.
business on the podcast.
Exactly. The other thing they do after watching that football game is every now and then while they're playing football, one of them will lie down and be like, I'm hurt. The football player is hurt.
That's soccer.
I cannot move.
Oh.
Because there's, a couple injuries during the game. And so they think that's part of the football game is you lie down on the field and don't move for a while.
Did you tell him it's only if you're really hurt?
No. I said football players are wusses.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I didn't tell him that.
All right. So should we name an athlete of the week and then discuss the football games we watched? Or should we do...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because I forgot you watched one too.
I did.
All right. So we don't have many stats for a lot of these ones.
I have stats for hold on, because I did get stats for.
Did you get all of Tarek's stats?
I did, yeah.
Okay, because I would like Tarek's stats.
Let me
And
get 'em for you.
I had Micah because Micah's in the running, and he had 16 carries for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns with the rivalry escalator.
So Tarek had, according to the stats,
Okay.
only 6 carries,
What?
but 118 yards and a
That's a lot.
touchdown. Then they had him with a 30. I thought it was a 40-yard touchdown catch. Apparently, it was 38.
Dude,
So only
Justin,
38.
get better.
Yeah. So a 38-yard touchdown catch was his only catch of the game. They only completed 5 passes in the game. They won 56-0, so they weren't passing a lot.
Right.
But the catch that Tarek had was one of those like. Forrest had a decent picture of it. I heard that there was another photographer there who had a like really good picture of the full extension, because it was like a seam route. So he's running down the middle of the field, and it was like a full speed, full extension. I'm going to get one hand on the ball and bring it in catch.
Nice.
And it was one of those catches where like everybody who's watching just goes, whoa! It was really cool. So
Sweet.
like sick catch by Tarek. And then the interception was one that got like, it totally should have been picked by somebody else,
Gotcha.
but it got battered around between 3 different guys, and then it ended up in front of Tarek, and he had to like dive to the ground and like save it from hitting the ground
Yeah.
and intercept it.
Yeah.
So the interception was great. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, or he had 2 rushing touchdowns and the receiving touchdown, and 118 rushing yards and 38 receiving yards. So that's 156 yards from scrimmage on only 7 touches,
Wow.
and those 3 touchdowns.
That's a lot. That's like
Yeah.
over 20 yards per touch.
Yeah. I mean, it's greatly helped by the 95-yard touchdown run,
That would do it.
but it felt like every time he touched the ball, he was just so shifty. He's such a shifty player. He's so cool.
Gosh dang it.
He's just moving around.
Stop saying he's so
Sorry,
cool.
He is cool though. No, so that was Terry. They spread the ball around quite a bit.
Yeah.
Zach Timmons had 8 carries for 73 yards. Let's see. Torrin Kreitz had a carry for 17 yards, which I believe went for a touchdown. Coco ended up with 4 carries for 68, even though he had a 73-yard touchdown run. He got tackled behind the line of scrimmage a couple times.
Ouch.
Yeah. And then let's see, the other guys with catches were Cole Kesbu had a 55-yard catch that at the time I thought was a touchdown, but I think it ended up getting like inside the 5.
Okay.
And it was just an absolute dime by Tyson Perry.
Nice.
Like it was a rollout to the right, and Kesbu was running a streak on the right side of the field. The ball was
Put some clothes on.
beautiful, just streaking on the right side of the field, outside shoulder, just an absolutely incredible throw. So many yards down the field, probably like a 45-yard in the air throw.
Nice.
By Tyson Perry. So yeah, I would some stats from that game. You don't need to go too deep into stats on a 56-0 game.
Right.
But yeah, Tarek was the guy from that game I thought had probably the most impressive performance.
Sorry. There's a loud noise outside. It startled me.
Don't be startled.
So I know where I'm leaning.
Okay.
I kind of do this to you all the time. I say that I'm leaning somewhere,
Yeah.
and I ask for you to make a decision.
So let me just throw this out there beforehand.
Okay.
So we have multiple nominees from the Myrtle Street rivalry.
Yes.
Lots. I think probably the one that's most interesting is probably Micah.
Yes.
He had the most.
He win it last week?
Yes.
Okay.
He had the most stats.
Yes.
And we also know that he went out multiple times with injury. So he didn't
Right.
play the whole game.
Right.
But he still had something like 130 yards and 2 touchdowns, I think, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
So we definitely go escalator on Myrtle Street rivalry games.
Yes.
Also, we love Micah.
That's true.
So I think for me, I've got Micah in one hand and Tarek in the other.
Yeah.
So what direction are you leaning?
Well, I was leaning Tarek.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a rivalry game, so he doesn't have that escalator.
Yeah.
but his production with far less touches, offense and defense. Oh, Micah played a pretty good game on defense too, but didn't have like a pick or anything like that. Or did he? Shoot.
Did he play much defense after he went out with so he had a knee injury and he went out the first time. Did he ever come back on defense after the first knee injury?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because I know they have other linebackers that fill in his spot. So I was wondering if they, like, he's so important to the offense.
Right.
That I wondered if he was dealing with an injury, if they would have brought him back in on defense or not.
I don't know. Actually, I didn't pay that close attention because I was like there with my kids, so I was like trying to teach them about things.
It's tough with Micah because
Also,
he's one of those guys, like he's just
dude.
he's such a freak athlete.
Yeah.
He's so insanely talented.
Yeah.
That like he's one of those people, you know, we joked about this last year. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to just do diving."
Right.
And then he goes and wins second in state.
Yeah.
It's like Michaela Stanfield from Montesano being like, "I've never done track before, but I'm just going to throw a javelin."
Yeah.
And then she goes and wins a state title in javelin.
I think I can throw this
I
thing
think I
pretty
could probably
far.
do this. There's these people out there who are just such incredible athletes.
Yeah.
They could just pick something up and just do it.
Yeah, they're
and
annoying.
and Micah's one of those.
Yes.
They're annoying, Daniel says.
Let's see. Forrest said one-handed stretch catch.
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
Oh. Gosh, it's really hard to read. Okay, Chase said, "What you don't want to watch them drop a log on a car every year at Loggers Play Day." Hey, man. Here's the thing. Tradition, bro. You got to do it every year because what if you take your kid one year and you're like, "Hey, you know what's cool is they drop a log on a car," and then they don't do that.
Is this like a literal drop a log or like a
Yeah.
metaphorical, like somebody poops on a car? Because I've never been there for this, so I don't know. Is that a real thing? Like
Yeah.
they drop a car?
You've never been to the Loggers Play
Wait,
Day?
I assumed you'd been there once before.
I have been there, but I've never I've never watched the whole thing. So I've watched them do like the sawing competitions and the climbing competitions, but I've never seen anyone drop a log at Loggers Play Day.
At some point, they would like climb up like 20 feet, and this guy who's like really good at aiming will like
Still sounds like he's pooping.
will cut like this huge section off of the pole he's on,
Okay.
and he'll have it flip and land right.
And it
on
never
the car.
falls into the crowd.
It only happens every now and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Casualties are at a minimum.
Usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, every now and then a chainsaw gets up and gets some people. But.
Sure.
So anyway, I'm leaning Tarek.
I like that. I think with I think it's hard because we do use the escalators of Myrtle Street Rivalry, but having known that Micah was the athlete of the week last week, if we feel really similarly about
It's kind
these
of
guys,
a de-escalator, isn't it?
in a way,
Yeah.
it's not really fair.
No, it's not. It's not fair at all, but we definitely take that into account.
But also Micah's awesome.
Yes.
Like he's so good. He had a great game and like everything. The Myrtle Street Rivalry game, huge win for Aberdeen.
Yep.
I'm super optimistic about what's going on with their program there. So it's hard to be like, well, what you did in that rivalry game isn't athlete of the week worthy.
Right.
But I did watch Tarek with my own eyes have a really great game against a Napavine team that we'll talk about this in a little bit. I think they're down right now. And I have circumstantial evidence that leads me to believe they were more down than normal in that game. But it's a perennial state power. Like,
Yeah.
I think they won 3 or 4 state titles in a row a few years ago, didn't they?
I think they might have lost 1 or 2 of those
Okay.
because Okanagan was also extremely good.
But it's a
They were in the state title
perennially
game.
in the state title game.
Yeah, they were in the state title game like 4 or 5 years in a row.
Okay.
But Okanagan was also in the state title game like 4 or 5 years in a row, and I think they went back and forth a few times.
So with a strong nod to Aberdeen's Micah Schroeder.
Yes.
And also all the other Bobcats. Huge congratulations. Big time win.
Yes.
And we're happy with what happened there. I think we can name Tarek Gunter Athlete of the Week.
Yes.
I like it.
I'm in. All right, Tarek Gunter, you are our Spivey Real Estate Athlete of the Week.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
What are the chances?
You've won it before,
Yeah.
so you didn't peak, but you're plateauing quite nicely.
Yes, true. You're continuing to peak on the plateau of the peaks.
Yes. Consistency.
What are the chances that we could take a commercial break before we talk about more football for like totally normal reasons?
We can do that, but we're getting into like the third period of our show, which has other stuff in it. But yeah, we can do that.
Oh, do we want to do that?
I guess we'll do it.
Okay.
Spivey Realty Group's goal is to make buying, selling, investing, and renting real estate in Grace Harbor simple. They believe in 100% transparency and unparalleled communication with local expertise, tech-enhanced, and top-notch service for their friends, neighbors, and community. Their goal is simple: get a group of strong-willed, hard-working people together who want to make a difference in Grace Harbor and to use real estate as the means of achieving that. Voted Grace Harbor's best real estate company. Find them on Facebook or visit graceharborrealestate.com. Spivey Realty Group, elevating small town real estate.
Dude, I looked over at the Root Sports post game, and Brad Adam, Jen Mueller, Angie Mentake are all just in tears right now.
This is the last broadcast of Root Sports.
Man, this game was the last broadcast.
Yes.
So it's not just this is the last season. Like
the last game of the regular season was Root Sports' last broadcast.
Wow. This is huge, man.
All of the on-air people will be our employees of the Mariners, so we will not notice a huge difference.
Okay.
But that's a whole media company of people that are now looking for new jobs.
That's crazy. Wow. I mean, yeah, Brad Adam and Angie, and because I glanced up and they were talking to Jen Mueller in she was in a different location, and she was just like almost weeping, you know.
I would hope like the camera people would get moved over, because like I feel like that would like, how are you going to find better people to operate the cameras than the people that have been?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, but yeah,
still
definitely a lot of upheaval.
That's weird, man. So I should definitely like cancel my subscription.
Yes.
So I'm not paying $20 a month for nothing.
I would hope it will cancel itself, but yeah, you should probably make sure it's canceled.
Make sure about
So how
that.
do you watch the playoffs?
That's all nationally broadcast.
Nationally
Okay.
broadcast.
So it'll be
like CBS, ABC,
I'll be
probably all on Apple TV.
The games, because I don't have actual.
Daniel sails the high seas.
I sail the high seas.
So I need to
in search of sports.
So I need to get my Hulu Live TV subscription back, or
yeah, if you're gonna watch are you gonna watch baseball?
Probably not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I might. I probably will.
Dude, they're in the playoffs.
They'll be on the
they
radio.
They won the division.
I will say,
I kind of want to watch football too, so I might get it back anyway.
I feel
How much is that one?
Baseball.
It's like $80.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it sucks.
I feel like baseball is really, really good on radio. And one of the things, because the Mariners will be broadcast on the MLB, like they're partnering with the MLB for the thing, so it'll be on the MLB app. And when I've used that in the past, you can select what audio. You can select between like television audio and radio audio.
What?
And I really enjoy watching the game while listening to the radio audio.
That's
then
cool.
I don't have to feel bad for not watching the whole time.
Right. I like that. All right, Justin.
Let's talk about the Aberdeen Hoquiam game.
Oh, we're going to do that one first?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I feel like that's the headliner.
It is. So we came into this game kind of excited about what Hoquiam's doing this year.
Mm-hmm.
Almost thinking like we know that program's like on a comeback, and it almost felt like some of the things they've done this year so far is like, oh, they might be hitting it like a year early. And so we're like, this Myrtle Street game could be more interesting than the ones we've seen, the last 6 years. But then on the other side, you're like, Aberdeen's also a good Aberdeen team. Like, so
they have so many returning players.
Yeah.
I think is one of the big things.
yeah. So the way I was like, hey, this game could get wacky, and it could be really close, or Aberdeen's gonna win by a lot. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of what I was going in expecting it. And for a little bit there, it was a little wacky because there was a turnover. Hoquiam took advantage. They scored. They tied it up. And I was like, all right, this might get a little weird. And then Aberdeen was like, no, we got this. So that's kind of how the game went on. And And Hoquiam was like, it felt like they were like hanging on. Like anytime there's an Aberdeen drive, they were just like, they would go and tackle Micah or Riley after like a 5-yard gain. And then towards the end of the third quarter, it was like they're tackling them after like an 8-10 yard gain. And then they're getting pulled like 3 yards. Dude, Riley Wixon had this one run where some kid, I can't remember who it was, but one of the DBs grabbed onto his legs. And Riley literally pulled him like one of those training parachutes, like for like 10 yards before somebody came over and helped tackle him. Like Riley Wixon is a load.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like that. Like you can see the talent of Hoquiam, but they're just not there yet. And Aberdeen's got a good team. So it's a combination of those things. So I think Hoquiam will do some very interesting things in league this year. And I really like the talent they have on this squad. I also love their mix of run and pass. But that was another thing that was hard, is Hoquiam's at their best when they're mixing those up. But Aberdeen's defense was so tuned in to the run and to Kingston Case that he just wasn't able to get anything going, pretty much. And so when you took that away and made Hoquiam one-dimensional to pass, which they're pretty good at, but when it's one-dimensional that way, it's easier to stop. So, and then the defensive linemen were able to put a ton of pressure on KJ McCoy. He made some freshman mistakes. He learned from those. Like even in the second half, like in the first half, he came rolling out on this one play and running for his life, and then he just chucks it as far as he can, and it gets picked off, and you're like, okay, that's kind of a freshman mistake.
Yeah.
Second half, rolling out, running for his life. What's he do? He throws it out of bounds, and you're like, improvement. He already fixed that mistake. So he's a very exciting player, and this Hoquiam team, I think, is a very exciting team. But as Chase mentioned as well, like this is an Aberdeen squad that I think is a really good 2A Aberdeen squad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
Gosh, my eyes are just itching like crazy.
I think it's looking at Hoquiam where it's optimistic to say, let's get you out of the cellar. Right? Like it's a program, not just in football, but in athletics kind of more broadly, has been a very proud program, an athletics program over the last few decades.
Yes.
And they're in a bit of a lull, and especially on the football side since COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Like pre-COVID, they actually had a pretty good squad.
Yeah. COVID did a number on Hoquiam sports.
Since COVID, football's been rough.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of like, can you go compete at a state level? It's like, let's look for optimistic signs to get your program, your football team out of the cellar. And, there's a lot of different levels of high school sports. And Monte's been kind of the standard locally of teams that are consistently very good. And so when I've watched so many Monte games that okay, when you're beating most teams on a regular basis, there are competitive teams, there are bad teams, and then there are like can't do anything teams.
Right.
And there have been phases of Hoquiam where they've been a can't do anything team.
Right.
They are not that.
No.
They are a competitive team now.
Yep.
They have a freshman quarterback who has a good arm, throws a good ball, and he's very elusive. Mm-hmm. Kingston Case, like that kid runs hard.
Very hard, yeah.
But they also have, Lincoln Nemi, very good. Ethan Byron is a sophomore, junior this year.
I think he's a sophomore.
So Ethan Byron?
No, he's a junior, I think.
So he'll be back again next year.
Yep.
We know that they have Moses DeShazier, and I know there are upperclassmen on this team who are competitive as well. Ryan Puller, very good on the inside. But like there are players in this freshman class that I think over the next few years are going to help carry this Hoquiam team to like being competitive again the way they used to be just not that long ago.
Right.
Like if you poll the kids who are in high school now, they don't remember when Hoquiam was good.
Right.
But you and I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like that long ago.
Right.
So I think like optimism about Hoquiam is that it's a program that, yes, they've been in a lull, but they're rebuilding to a point that in the next few years, they're going to get back to like real competitive, like whether it's this year or next year or the year after, they're going to get back to real competitive football very soon and kind of like rebalance the norm in a way. Like we're going to get back to what it used to be like, where Hoquiam had a generally good program who once every few years would be like competitive at a high level.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with that. Let's see. Yeah, Byron is a junior. As Forrest throws that out there. He also says that sources say this is the worst Napavine team in 15 years.
We'll get to that when we talk about this. I have some theories on that.
And Chase says might be breaking character, but Hoquiam is going to compete with Elma this year and probably Tenino.
So it's dangerous to go by what you see at the Jamboree.
Yeah.
Hoquiam better than Elma at the Jamboree.
At the Jamboree, yeah.
So whatever's happened the rest of the year after that, it can be its own judge. What I witnessed with my own eyes at the Jamboree, Elma was a disaster.
Right.
Hoquiam looked okay.
Yeah.
So I know Elma has righted some things since then. They've won. They beat Centralia.
Yep.
So I understand that like they got throttled by Kings, but it's Kings.
It's Kings.
Like teams get throttled by Kings. It's not that big a deal. I think that Hoquiam Elma game is going to be really interesting and fun this year.
Yeah. And I think the Tenino game, I think all three of those teams, Tenino, Elma, Hoquiam, are going to have some really fun games.
Yeah,
this
it
year.
seems. I think Tenino's undefeated right now. Ugh, it's gross to say out loud.
Why did you say that?
It's gross.
Stop.
But is that who Monte's playing this week? I think it is.
Two undefeated teams.
They're very different.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
All right, Justin, tell us about Montesano and Napa.
All right, so Napavine, those who follow high school football pretty closely will know Napavine as a 2B school. They have actually played Monte not that long ago, and a few times actually. I think I think 2 times recently. So this would be the 3rd time in like the last 5 years or so,
something like that.
That Monte has played Napavine. Monte doesn't have a history of playing against 2B schools, but Napavine's program has been so good that they're
said Tenino's 4-0.
Yeah, they're undefeated.
Ugh.
Yeah, I looked at it. I'm pretty sure though their strength of schedule is pretty weak. Also, Tenino sucks and I hate them. But this Napavine program has been so good over the last decade plus that some of the 1A schools have been like, yeah, let's schedule that. Like let's play against these guys.
Yeah.
A few years ago when Monte played them on the home field at Roddle Field in Montesano, Napavine took them down. They had a lineman named Keith Olson who ended up playing D1 ball.
Yeah, at
and
USC or
just
something like that.
I think Utah in the end. He committed.
Okay.
He committed to one place and then he ended up going somewhere else.
Gotcha.
But he just crushed poor Gabe Bodwell in that game, and then Gabe ended up going on a couple years later to be the league MVP. So Napavine's been a really good program, and I think going into this Napavine game for Monte, I was like, all right, I know last year Napavine was a little bit down, but they were still really good. I didn't really know what to expect out of this game. And then I got there and with my own eyes witnessed a Napavine team that looked like proper bad, like a actual bad team.
Right.
Monte was up 35-0 at half. They got the ball first in the 3rd quarter, scored a touchdown with their starters, got to running clock, immediately pulled all starters basically.
Yeah.
So then the Monte defense came out, stopped Napavine. Then the Monte JV offense came out, scored on Napavine. Then the Monte JV defense stopped Napavine, and then the Monte JV offense scored again on Napavine.
Wow.
While they still have a lot of their starters in the game.
Wow.
And it was really confusing, first of all, because I think this Monte team's really good.
Yeah.
I don't think they're like buzzsaw powerhouse. Nobody in the world's going to be able to stop them good. Like they barely beat Le Center.
Yeah.
And Le Center's a good team.
Yeah.
I said from the beginning, I think this is a Monte team that could compete for like state semifinal. They're going to be pushing for like the high levels of the state tournament.
Right.
but they're not going to be like dominant over everyone they play.
Yeah. They're not just going to royal their way through the playoffs.
And the way they beat Napavine was pretty surprising to me. I will say a couple things. One is I don't have a lot of knowledge of Napavine football. We overheard that someone from their team say that their best player or one of their best players was out with an ankle injury. No idea if it's more than that.
Right.
Their quarterback on the first series went out with what I heard was a collarbone injury.
Ooh.
So broken collarbone, I'm not sure.
Ugh.
But like regardless,
Andrew, how's that feel?
It's not great.
Circumstantial evidence tells me that you're playing without two of your best players. And then as they were coming off the field at halftime, my sons and I were noticing there's a lot of guys in street clothes.
Interesting.
But they don't have slings and they're not on crutches.
Huh.
So it's either short-term injuries or like any of the other myriad of things that can keep players out of games.
Right.
And some of them looked like bigger, older upperclassmen guys.
Gotcha.
So it's all circumstantial. I don't know anything deeper, but I'm going to assume that number one, they're very injured. And number two, some of those guys might be coming back.
Gotcha.
So there's a chance that the Napavine team that was on the field against Montesano losing 56-0 is not the Napavine team that you're going to see later in the season.
Interesting.
But with that said, it's also possible that they've just hit a very bad streak of luck and they're going to just not be very good this year.
Chase says nobody is touching Monte in league this year. Rochester might be the only team that will score on them. And Chase says that's very gross for me to say. Yeah. Ouch, dude.
It is gross for you to say.
And then
as an Eagle.
Forrest says Napavine's quarterback got hurt the first drive, but I don't know if that changes the result of the game.
I'm with him. I don't think it changes the result of the game.
Yeah.
But like, if you know that two of their best players are hurt and they also have other guys out, like, would it be more like a 28-7 game instead of a 56-0? Like when Monte had the ball, it felt like whether it was Gunter or Timmons or Kreitz or Stott in this game, whoever it was, it felt like on any given play they could score.
Right.
And that's what I'm used to feeling like when Forks was in the league and terrible.
Yeah.
And it felt like Monte could score on every play.
You're right.
And that's what this Napavine game felt like.
Unless you're in Forks, because then a flag would appear.
Weird stuff happens in Forks, dude.
Werewolves.
Weird.
And vampires.
I remember one time
demons.
when I was working for the newspaper, and there was a year that Monte went to Forks, and they either lost or played a really close game when it was a really good Monte team.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to some Elma kids when they were about to go to Forks, and I had no ill intentions here, believe me.
Yeah.
But I remember being like, "Oh, hey, how are you guys feeling about going to the game?" They're heavily favored going into Forks. And they were like, "Oh, we're feeling pretty good." And I was like, "Okay, it's cool. I'm glad you guys are feeling good. It's just sometimes really weird stuff happens in Forks." Yeah. And they were like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Oh, a couple years ago, there was a really good Monte team that went down there and things just got weird." And they were like, "Oh, things get weird in Forks?" And then they had a really weird game in Forks. And then I was like, "Oh shoot, did I like curse those children or get in their heads about stuff?"
Man, no, you're
vampires, werewolves. You never know what's going to happen in Forks.
You're just telling them the truth. Weird stuff happens in Forks.
I was talking about it like I assumed it was something they'd know.
Yeah,
like it's lore.
Maybe their kids. Maybe their coaches were specifically.
Maybe their
not
coaches'
telling them
kids.
about that. All right.
Yeah.
Do we get enough into?
I think so. We talked about who the big performers were there. Timmons had a great game. I'll shout out also Carter Ames. I think made some really good plays on defense. There's a handful of kids. I think as the season goes on, we'll be talking more about Montesano football. Carter Conklin is one kid on defense that I think has made a huge impact.
Yeah.
They have some linemen. I like seeing Kyle Caton and Max Peterson as a junior stepping in, making a big impact. Nathan Dowler on the offensive and defensive line has been a big impact as well. Like they have a lot of guys who do a lot of stuff. They're kind of a physically imposing team. They're not huge, but they have guys like Timmons. Timmons is a DB. He is thick right now. Like
he's put on a lot of weight.
That kid has It's very obvious that he has grinded and built up his frame to where he's an imposing figure.
Yeah.
He ran hard and strong when he was little, and now he's a big dude. Isaac Hawkins really big. I know I mentioned Carter Conklin, but he plays down when he gets downhill. He's just absolutely incredible physically.
Right.
I think they have become a very physically imposing team, and they have something like 18 seniors.
Oh gosh.
So I think this is a Monte team we're going to be talking about for a long time this year.
Nice. All right. Well, we are already deep into our obvious third period of our hockey show.
Yeah.
So now it's time for the 2-minute drill.
Oh, I didn't even read these questions yet.
Let's go, hurry up! Gotta hurry. Hey, 2-minute situation, 44 seconds, hand the ball to the ref. Gonna do it right. 3 jet Buckeye, don't worry.
The 2-minute drill starts now.
The Seattle Nerds have a bye for the first round of the MLB playoffs. Daniel, are you worried that the combination of the weird, meaningless series with the Dodgers and the bye will cool the Nerds off and hurt their playoff success?
Well, they definitely looked pretty cold against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking that a break might be a good thing because yikes. That was not a fun series to watch, but also you were in this weird place where you're like, these games don't really matter that much.
Did they matter for the Dodgers?
No. They clinched 2 already, but
There's
the only
a decent argument that the 2 seed is an easier path than the 1 seed.
Yeah.
The only good argument for wanting to be competitive in this series is if the Mariners play the Dodgers in the World Series, the Dodgers now have the home field advantage because they came into it with identical records and then you got swept. So, and that's what determines.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that would be the only thing. But yeah, not a great series. Justin, your Tennessee Titans are 0-3 despite adding my guy Tyler Lockett and Cam Ward. Wait, did they win today?
No, they got shut out.
0-4. Is there any hope?
Not immediate hope, no. New York stanky fans and media continue to spout hot garbage and nonsense out of their butts about Cal Raleigh, including Tiki Barber calling him a gimmick. Tiki Barber's a football guy. What's happening right now?
Yeah.
Andrew, will this joke show keep the dumper from taking home the deserved MVP?
I hope not. But yeah, I am a huge fan of John Boy Media, and they're the absolute worst right now. They're up. It's just the worst. It's awful. You know, there are good arguments for Judge being MVP. Those arguments are not attacking Cal Raleigh for taking for DHing, which Judge has done more of.
Wait, are you serious?
I am
Yeah,
serious.
Judge has played like 100.
No. I know that.
Oh.
But they're attacking Cal Raleigh
They
for
did a
DHing.
live update. Cal Raleigh DHing.
You're
This
joking.
is yesterday.
Come
They did an
on,
update.
John
He's
Boy.
DHing for the 36th time this year.
Yeah,
It's-
he's a
it's bad.
catcher. He had more
I-
plate appearances than
Daniel,
any catcher ever.
I would strongly suggest that you do not look at what they've been posting on Twitter.
Oh dear Lord.
It is it's dumb.
The Seattle Mariners have a
And
tough
they're playing for a division title.
Yeah.
The Seattle Mariners have a tough decision to make for the playoffs. Daniel, what should their starting rotation look like, and who should head to the bullpen?
This is a tough thing to get to. If Wu is ready to come back, he should absolutely be in the rotation. And then I think they're probably going to go 4-man. And I think you go with Wu, Gilbert, Kirby, and Castillo.
Castilco?
And then you send Bryce Miller to the bullpen.
Miller has bullpen experience as well.
Is
Does he?
Freddie Garcia available?
Dang it, he's probably available.
I saw Jamie Moyer on the mound
I'm not
recently.
sure the extent of it, but Miller played from the bullpen at least some in low A and
Okay.
triple A.
All right.
Or lower, like minor leagues.
So I
don't
think
know
that's the way to
exactly
go.
what it was.
You also have Emerson Hancock and possibly Logan Evans moving to the pen as well. I think your pen could look an awful lot better all of a sudden by making a couple of those moves. So
How worried are you about
Woo? I think we're supposed to get more news this week.
I'm kind of not worried,
I
but there's a little part of me that's like, maybe I should be way more worried.
There's a lot of depth in that rotation, though.
Yeah, but Woo's been the best by far all year. So if
Yeah.
they lost him, that would be huge.
But it's the reason it doesn't really worry me is that he said he felt tight. He didn't hurt himself on the mound. He said he felt tight in the dugout and was like, "Hey guys, I might be tightening up." And then threw, and it was like, "Yeah, it's tight." So they already had the guy ready to go.
Okay.
And then after the game, he's not ice, like he's just standing around. Then they do like the MRI and everything, and they say he has like a mild pec strain.
Okay.
And then the next day, he's walking into the park, normal, like no sling, no ice, nothing. It feels like he just tightened up a little bit,
Okay.
and it wasn't it feels to me like the kind of thing that wasn't even a thing 30 years ago. Like, what are you talking about? It's late in the season, of course you hurt.
Right.
But now we're paying a lot more attention to our bodies in general.
Yeah. And I think he's pretty dialed into his specifically
absolutely.
too, having gone through like 2 Tommy Johns
Yeah.
already or something
Yeah.
like that. So,
So I want
pretty
to
sure he's pretty dialed
make
in
clear,
on that.
I'm not saying that he did anything wrong.
No.
Just that
He did everything right.
He did everything
This
right,
right close
and
to the
I don't
playoffs.
think that I don't think that it'll be serious.
Okay. Good.
But also part of me is like, but what if it is?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. And I think a break is good. And I don't think Naylor played much at all in this Dodgers series either.
Outside of Woo, they're pretty healthy.
They're really healthy.
Like-
well, Naylor took a break for a groin strain.
Yeah, and
But
Naylor's
that
also
seemed-
been playing with a shoulder that hurts.
And yet he's still been awesome. Like
Yeah.
he's proved that he can play through injury and still be good. So yeah, they're pretty darn
Cal
healthy.
doesn't seem
They got
to
Robles
be
back.
particularly banged up, which
Cal's
is
pretty good. Amazing.
I mean, within
Seeing
the
as
last couple
despite what
years-
John Boy says,
Yeah.
he catches a butt ton of the time because their other
He's
catchers
third-
are hot
he's
garbage
third in the league.
in innings
in
caught,
innings caught.
and they still say stuff like that.
Yeah. No,
When-
it's.
You're right. I want to go look at their Twitter right now because you said that, but I think it might be better for my health not to
it's better
start
for you not to.
screaming.
And the reason it's frustrating, to be clear, I accept that they're Yankees fans.
Yeah.
I don't want. I'm not asking them to be unbiased.
But don't be
But-
stupid.
But be annoying
Because we like you.
Be annoying in how much you hype up Judge.
Yeah.
Which that's annoying, and we'll still complain about it. But I won't think less of you.
Yeah.
It's also more legitimate.
Yeah.
Judge is having
Yes,
an
that's the
awesome
thing.
year.
He is.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Judge is hands down the best offensive player in the league right now, and will probably finish his career, if he hasn't already established himself, as the greatest hitter of all time. Like, literally.
Got a late start though.
I'm just saying that he is in the conversation.
As much as I hate to say it, if he still hasn't touched Barry Bonds status in any one of his seasons.
Non-steroid category.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, he might do that. Barry Bonds is
Average
ludicrous.
and home runs.
Barry Bonds'
Really?
numbers
Okay.
is ludicrous.
Barry Bonds.
Like, it's
Yeah.
All that to
And
say,
like all the things like on base percentage, like everybody's freaking out about Aaron Judge's on base percentage. Barry Bonds during the height of steroids, his
Was-
on base percentage was insane.
Right.
He was being intentionally walked so much more than Aaron Judge was.
yeah, it's
So-
nuts.
So, but the point is that
Yeah.
he is putting
He's
himself
awesome.
in that conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is an incredible offensive player.
Yes.
He plays corner outfield.
Yeah, and not particularly well.
And not a lot either.
And this
Yeah,
is the
and he
thing.
also
DH is
DHs
quite a
more than
bit.
Cal Raleigh, who's a freaking catcher.
He DHs a bunch, but that's the thing is, it was we're talking when you were talking about most valuable player. So the catcher is automatically more valuable than every single starting catcher in the league is more valuable than 99% of the corner outfielders in the league.
Oh yeah.
I'm willing to allow that Aaron Judge may elevate himself above all but one of the catchers in the league.
Well, more valuable on defense.
I'm saying more valuable in general.
Dude,
the defense.
If Mitch Garver was our starting catcher, I'm sorry, he's not more valuable than anybody.
There was I don't remember who the guy is, but there's a baseball player who has like a pretty good following.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying that
reels,
if Garver were the starter.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't be because they would be able to find a better
Dude,
starter.
we've had some pretty garbage starting catchers over the years.
That's true.
Like Mike Zunino was one of our best starting catchers over the years.
Zunino went to the World Series.
Yeah. Well, just because you go to the World Series.
He's not dragging his team down.
That's true.
That's all
true.
I'm saying.
I'm saying that he was like awesome.
You're saying that
like we had Jesus Montero, we had Ben Davis, we had like a ton of really bad catchers.
And the
so
team
I'm saying
was
if
terrible.
you're a good catcher, I just looked up on the screen and saw Joey Harrington.
If you want to go like strictly by the most valuable thing, I feel bad for not remembering who this is, but there's a guy who's an influencer on Instagram, and he's either a current or former A's player, I think.
Okay.
And his argument was like, okay, just if you're talking about value.
Was it Trevor May?
No.
Okay.
You're talking about value. So, most valuable player. Like, let's say you had a team that was pretty good, and your two worst spots.
Chase does have a good point. He says MVPs in pro sports don't go to the most valuable.
It's true. But like let's for a moment indulge the fact that we're talking about a valuable player.
Right.
Okay, and if you had a team that your two holes were catcher and right field, and you had the opportunity to go get Aaron Judge or Cal Raleigh, 100 times out of 100, you're taking the catcher who's a platinum glove catcher who hits 60 bombs and leads the league in RBIs.
Yes.
You're never going to get the right fielder because the replacement for him is so much better than the replacement for Raleigh.
That's so good.
So
that's so true.
It like the way you measure value is to look at like, okay, if I had an opportunity to get one of these two guys and those were the two holes that I needed, I'm going to get the catcher every single freaking time.
Yep. 100%.
Hundo P. But I don't need to convince you guys.
My guy. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. All right. It's now time for Justin's favorite part of the show, except for it's Daniel's favorite part of the show.
Serving questions up on a silver platter where the points are made up and the rules don't matter. Time for Stump Daniel.
I gotta go find
some trivia questions.
Nope, I already looked it up.
Oh.
All right. Just like last week, 5 questions.
Okay.
They increase in difficulty.
I did pretty good last week, though.
I'm not even sure.
Is this AI?
Yeah, AI. The last one, the last question, it says very hard.
Do we need to create a new segment called Grok Stumps?
Grok Stumps.
Yes, I like
that. I like it.
Also, Grok's last question doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Daniel just read them.
No, I read it last night, but I'm just like, whatever. It'll be fun. All right. First question, Justin. Worth 1 point.
Okay.
That's it.
Are they escalating in points throughout?
10. So it's 15 total points, except for number 5. I'm pretty sure. This doesn't make any sense.
We'll have to cross
You might
that bridge
get like
when
an
we get there.
easy 5 points there.
Okay.
All right. In which city? Oh, this is LeBron James trivia question.
Oh, LeJean Brames?
Yeah, that's it. Hannah's right. I screwed that one up. Oh,
Daniel, at this point, you'd be ruining the bit if you actually tried to stump Justin. The bit is Daniel that talks a bunch and then gives Justin a bunch of bonus points and hints and stuff.
Yeah, when I did this segment, I was mean to you. Like, I tried to demoralize you.
That's a good point.
Until I felt bad, and then I had a little while where I tried to uplift you, and then I tried to demoralize you again. I lift you up to broke you down.
To
break you down.
There you go. In
I'm
which
bad at
city
talking.
Was LeBron James born?
Akron, Ohio.
Ding! You got 1 point. What is the name of the high school LeBron James attended, where he gained national attention as a basketball prodigy? This is also Grok's wording, by the way.
Carterson Fieldville. I don't remember.
You seriously don't remember?
I really don't. I know I watched him play high school basketball on ESPN.
Dude, you're gonna be kicking yourself on this one.
I have less shame than you.
St. Vincent St. Mary High School.
Yeah, Vincent St. Mary.
Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have 1 out
Not
of 3
Carterson
points.
Fieldville.
No, not Carterson Field.
That was a bad job by me.
They're a terrible basketball team. In what year did LeBron James win his first NBA MVP award?
I'm
NBA
gonna
MVP.
say 2008.
Oh, so close. 2009.
Dang it!
You are 1 out of a possible 6 here. my
Bad
guy.
job by me.
All right, this is the hard question, not the very hard, the hard question.
Okay.
LeBron James broke the NBA's all-time scoring record on February 7th, 2023, surpassing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. How many points did he score in that game to break the record? See, this is a legit hard question.
I'm gonna say 32.
You are gonna say the wrong thing.
Dang it!
38.
Oh, I
Are you
suck.
even a LeBron James fan?
Nope,
Justin?
not anymore.
He is one. I know. I just couldn't think of what else to.
Give me a Damian Lillard trivia.
Right. Then you'd get just as few right.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
week you can ask him questions about Bill Belichick.
Or about Baltimore.
Yes.
All right.
Crime rates or baseball.
Football.
Well, their football and their crime rates are probably pretty
Lamar
similar.
Jackson went out with a groin or a hamstring injury. By
Oh,
the way,
shoot.
I'm mad about that.
That's not good. Bad for your fantasy team.
Yeah.
All right. The very hard question that I'm not sure makes sense. During the 2016 NBA Finals, I'm going to read this verbatim. During the 2016 NBA Finals, LeBron James led the Cleveland Cavaliers to a historic comeback against the Golden State Warriors. What was the exact sequence of games in which the Cavaliers won to overcome a 3-1 deficit?
Well, they were
Right?
they were down 3-1, and then they won 3 games in a row. I knew that.
So what
What is the answer?
What games
They won.
did they win?
They won 3 games in a row. They won the 5th, 6th, and 7th game of the season.
You should make Grok feel bad about that. You should be like, bro, it's supposed to be a hard question. You're not supposed to give the answer
Tell
in the
Grok
question.
that.
I'm gonna say, bro. The last question.
I mean, if you had
Answers
asked me the
itself.
sequence, I would have said they came back from a 3-1 deficit. But everyone knows that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a LeJean Brames fan to know that.
I mean,
I just said, bro. The last question answers itself. Laughy face, and it said, "Ha ha, you got a point." 3-1 comeback means they had to win games 5, 6, and 7. No mystery there. Laughy face. Want a tougher replacement for that last question, or you
Yes.
good with the set?
Yeah, no, ask him.
Oh.
Ask him for a tougher replacement for that question.
Tougher replacement. And because I'm worried about AI in the future, I'm going to say, please.
Also, don't take the red pill.
All right, here's a tougher replacement for the last question, keeping the increasing difficulty.
Okay.
In the 2016 finals, they're sticking with it, LeBron James recorded a historic performance in Game 7 to lead the Cleveland Cavaliers to their first championship. What was his stat line? Points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks.
Okay.
In that decisive game against Golden State Warriors. Grok's just like, you want a tough question?
I got this. 40 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, and a block.
You only got one of those stats right. You said it with such confidence, though. 27 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks.
That's not that great.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's a trip dub.
Trip dub.
But it's a triple double's a fake stat.
Yeah, but with 2 steals and 3 blocks also.
Yeah, if you care about defense. Who cares about defense?
All right, Justin, you are in the dookie zone because you got 1 out of a possible 15 points. How does it feel to be in a zone that is hell and it smells like poop?
Yeah, I'm getting emotional. Not gonna lie.
It doesn't feel good. It feels.
Imagine being in like a super hot portable toilet. Like that's where you're at right now. You're just chilling in like a honey bucket.
The porta potties at Burning Man.
Or the porta potties.
And it's like full of feces already.
Yeah.
So like the poop is hot.
Yeah, like imagine
the
like
smell is
Hoop
just
Fest like midway through the second day.
Not good.
Which by that point it's pretty much Poop Fest.
It's not good. It's not good. It's not good.
All right, do we have time to talk about anything else?
Yeah.
Or are we running out of time?
It's up to Justin.
No, let's mailbag it.
Okay.
Mailbag it.
We haven't
Right?
done that.
Wait.
Mailbag.
Yes, the
Send us your
mailbag.
stuff. Send us your stuff in a mailbag.
Daniel has a mailbag topic.
I do. I have 2 mailbag topics. Do we want to talk about the one that we talked about on the way up here or the weird one that I just threw on there because food is fun to talk about sometimes?
What is
We want the one that makes Daniel emotional.
whatever one is on your heart?
Whatever one is on my heart. All right, Justin. So on our way up here, well, actually, what was it? Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
I got a bit hot and bothered at the end of the
As one does.
As one does. At the end of the Myrtle Street rivalry game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you have informed me, and I have to agree with this, I get a little more picky, and I hate using the term offended, but I get a little bit more picky and offended about
Triggered, if you prefer.
triggered. It's almost worse. About running up the score at the end of games.
Yeah.
My philosophy has always been, if the game is out of hand at the end of the game, you put in your subs, they get valuable experience, and you still let them play hard. But it's your subs doing it, so they're getting an opportunity to succeed or not or whatever. If they go and score, you don't get upset about it because it's the backups.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, hey, this is valuable experience for them. And we did our job of putting in the subs. We're not trying to run up the score with our best players still. And I say that even when the game's out of hand. So, like, it doesn't have to be a running clock for me to do that. Because that gets a little interesting because, right, the running clock rule in football, you have to be up by, 40 points?
40, yeah.
That's kind of a ludicrous number. Like, I would probably propose a sliding scale, like in slow pitch softball, where, like, if you're down 10 runs by the 5th inning, you got 10 runs. If you're down 15 runs by the 4th inning, you're done. If you're down 20 runs by the 3rd inning, you're done. Maybe in football, it's like running clock. Hey, if you're down by 40 at the end of the half, we're going to start the running clock.
Or if you're down by 28.
If you're down by 30
Yeah.
after the 3rd quarter, guess what? You're not scoring 4+ touchdowns in a game you're down by 30 in one quarter. You know, so that type of thing. Maybe that's what needs to happen because it seems like teams will keep their foot on the gas. Some teams, they don't care if it's a running clock. Some teams, they'll try to get to the running clock no matter what. And somebody said, I heard there was a fight at the Myrtle Street rivalry game and cops responded to it.
Actually, I heard that also, but I heard no confirmation on that.
There wasn't anything on the field.
No, I think it was a I think it was an off-field fight.
Oh, well, that could have happened.
I
That's
mean,
just kind of like.
I mean,
happens
Chase
at
would know
football.
about that. That's
that
normal.
happens at football games sometimes.
That's normal Elma stuff. Like Chase would know that fights happen sometimes off the field at football
That's
games.
some Pat County stuff there, man.
I don't know. Pat County's pretty chill compared to Elma.
No. Wow. Justin.
Don't go to an Elma versus
Justin's
Tenino
real
game. You
brave
get all the
in
worst adults
Elma.
together in one place.
Justin.
Justin's
Anyway.
just mad because Elma hates him.
He's glad that Elma hates him. Justin's a Monte guy.
I have one friend in Elma, and I'm fine with that.
Chase?
Yeah.
All right. So, that being said, Aberdeen's up 30 points. It's not a running clock, but they're up 30 points with about 6 minutes left. They have taken out a couple of starters, but as we've talked about before, one might be due to injury. They did give a ton of carries to a backup running back on the drive before, and I'm like, yeah, this is fine. You're putting in some subs. You're letting them play. They kept some of the starters in, but at that point, it was only a 23-point game early in the fourth quarter. That's all right. But then,
Chase says it's more of a Tenino thing.
yeah,
And he's right about that.
He's right about
He's
that.
right about
yeah,
that.
That's a good
Yeah.
call. But then they're up 30 with about 6 minutes left, and they throw a double move bomb from starting quarterback to star receiver to put them up 43-7. And it's just like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why are those kids still in the game, for one thing? What if Mason Hill rolls his ankle? What if Adonis dives for the pass and breaks his shoulder? Like, when you're up 30-plus points, what are you doing? Just to add another touchdown to blow out your rival by a little bit more to be able to laugh at him a little bit? Like, what's the point? What is the actual point of this? And this is on just like the practical side of things. If one of your studs gets hurt in that point, why? Why are they still in the game? I was talking to somebody at the end of the Hoquiam game previously, the week before, as they're beating Raymond South Bend. The score wasn't as big of a difference, but at the end of the game is solidified. The game is done, and yet their starting running back was still getting every carry to ice out the game, but it wasn't even like icing out the game because you're up by 3 touchdowns or whatever it was. I can't remember the exact score. Wait, is this it? No, that's a different game. But it's like, what if that player gets hurt in that situation? Why did you have them on the field in the first place, jeopardizing the rest of your season in a sport like football where, guess what, it's also really valuable to put subs in to let them get great experience against higher competition so they can be ready if somebody gets hurt, because it's football and people get hurt.
So I do not get as emotional about this as you do.
Right.
He just spat that at you. I do not get as emotional about this.
This is the strongest argument, and if I were trying to convince coaches, you need to change what you're doing, this is what I would focus on.
Yeah.
Really good teams that go to state do not only play their starters all the time.
Right.
They have depth, and they build that depth by giving their freshmen and their sophomores that aren't as good a ton of experience during their seasons when games are not necessarily even out of control, but when you're in control of a game.
Exactly. Yeah.
As soon as you're 2 scores up, you should be like, I need to get this guy sometime. I know I need to get that guy sometime. If I were building a coaching staff, I would have a coach whose job was to make sure that was happening.
2 scores.
Situationally.
I'm
scores
saying
situationally.
It's sliding. I'm saying it shouldn't be.
Is it
you
2
get
scores?
up 40 or you get to a running clock,
right?
Or it's if you're running a good program and you want to develop your players, as many of them as possible, you should be at the earliest opportunity being like, hey, let's start subbing in our wide receivers. Hey, let's start
working people in.
Our running game is doing awesome. Let's give this next drive to our 4th string running back because he needs touches.
And you know what? That makes sense if you're playing a team that you're expecting to win by 40. You get up by 2 scores, you do that.
That's
if you're playing a game where you're expecting it to be a dogfight, you
That's-
probably want to get a little bit more than 2 scores.
Flashback to a
That's
few
fair
years ago
also.
when Monte played Aberdeen. Was supposed to be a really good game. Monte ended up winning 29-0. But
Yeah.
if with 2 scores up, if they let their foot off the gas,
Yeah.
that would have been bad.
Exactly.
But like I mentioned, the previous years when Monte plays against Forks when they're in league and they're
Right.
terrible.
Yeah.
You know you're going to kick the crap out of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you score 2 or 3 touchdowns, you might start incorporating some backups. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. Situationally, I agree with that.
Because Chase said, I agree. I think every Monty Elba football game, Monty should stop scoring if they go up 2 scores.
Oh, Chase, that's not going to change
But see-
anything. I'm sorry, buddy.
Here's the thing.
But you're
I
not
don't
saying
think
stop
that'll
scoring.
happen.
And you're also saying don't stop scoring, just start. And that's the thing,
Run
If
the
it-
score up, but then when Daniel's complaining about it, be able to point at your sheet and go, dude, our 5th string running back scored
Exactly.
that touchdown, and we had only 2 starting offensive linemen, and that's because we only have 2 guards.
yeah. And that's exactly
something
it.
like
and
that.
that's why I'm not so much upset they scored. Also, when you're up by a lot, I don't know, throwing the ball on a double move is a little sketchy. But if it was backup quarterback to backup receiver and you ran that, I'd be like, good for them. Like if Luke had come in, he's their backup quarterback, I'm pretty sure. If Luke had come in and thrown a deep bomb to one of the backup receivers, I'd have been like, that's kind of cool. Like they let the backup quarterback chuck it. But it's just like, what are we doing?
Let's say, for example, in this Monte
I
Napavine
guess-
game, you don't feel any type of way about the fact that their backup quarterback, because they spent the whole second half basically running. I think they passed maybe twice when they put their JV in.
Yeah.
And
But
their
it's the
quarterback
JV.
ran for a 74-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
You don't feel any kind of way about the fact, because they are at that point they're running their JV.
Yep.
And they're mostly running the ball.
Yeah.
And the fact that he breaks out for a big touchdown, it just is what it is.
It is what it is.
I
And if
don't
you're the
want-
other team, you shouldn't be upset about it because you're like,
And they basically had their starters in.
yeah,
I don't want
exactly.
any
I'm
individual
also
kid not to do their best.
exactly.
That's
Yes.
the
yes.
it's on the coaches to give guys opportunities when there are when they have the ability
Yeah.
to do that.
I'm also okay with leaving your starters in on defense maybe a little longer. Because that's another thing. There's also a big difference between stopping the other team and scoring on the other team.
That's actually a really good point.
You also
If
have to
you're-
preserve,
if you're up
because everything's done by seeding committees now.
Yeah.
So they're going to look at your scoring at the end of the year
Yeah.
and see like how close games were.
See,
Yeah.
that
And that's another thing
is
where like
a-
there's a bit of
frustrating.
incentive
Yeah.
to put up as much points as you possibly can. And that's another thing where I don't really agree with it because I'm like you're incentivizing blowing people out.
Yeah.
I think in the end, like the people that I've talked to have been on seeding committees, they go like, okay, we kind of look at it and it's like anything beyond about 28 points.
Yeah,
we don't
good.
really think about like, did you beat someone by 40 or 50? We think about like if
That's
you
good
won
to
by
know.
28, then it was a blowout, and we kind of consider those things the same.
That's good to know, and I'm
Yeah.
glad that there's like they aren't really going on computers anymore because computers were like
Yeah.
taking some of the
Well,
scoring
like
into effect.
Evans, so the Evans rankings, they do take scoring disparity into consideration, but there's a cap to it.
There.
So I don't
like
remember
smart.
exactly what the cap is, but it's like if you win by a certain amount, it doesn't matter if you won by 40 points or 50 points. It's still like the cap is 28 or whatever it is.
I really like that. That's very
Publicizing
smart.
that cap would help avoid that
Yeah.
being an incentive too.
Exactly.
If everybody knew, like, well, we need to win by at least 28.
Yeah.
Well,
So that is the logical part of my upsetness. Dude, I was so hot last night because I also
you were.
left early.
You look good.
Yeah, you know. I mean, the beard's really coming in full.
Yeah, it is.
For the first time in a long time, I've got a longer beard
You have,
than you.
you have a really fresh look about you. You look rejuvenated.
If only my sleep had something to do with that. Now, here's where I'll
Have you been
admit-
doing something with skincare?
No.
Oh.
Here's my... I wonder if my wife's listening because she'll laugh really hard. Friday night, I was so hot that I was
Yeah, you
calling
were.
this a moral issue.
Oh.
I was like, there is a black and white, right and wrong to this situation. Do unto others as you want done to you. When you're getting your butt absolutely creamed, do you want that to keep happening?
Careful.
Yeah, when you're getting your team absolutely wiped out, do you want to see that keep happening? Maybe it's just because I was on some really bad teams that got it rubbed in my face.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel good. And you know what I'm not going to do when I'm on a really good team and pounding somebody? I'm not going to start doing that because I don't want that done to me. I'm not going to do it to them. I'm not up 12 runs in a baseball game and stealing every time I can because the catcher can't throw. No,
Yeah, but
that's
what if you
not
need
okay.
to hit 30-30?
Yeah, like it's not okay. And so I'll come off of this a little bit as it's probably not a moral issue, but I can start to make that argument pretty quick. Like, hey, if you are saying that you believe in like a moral-ish, like if you believe you are a moral person, you should not be trying to run up the score on people.
I think if we're doing like the straight up do unto others as you would have done to you thing, I am a lot less sensitive.
You just hate. You just.
I wouldn't really.
You want people to punch you in the face.
I don't want people to punch me in the face, but I've been on teams that get throttled, and like I don't care that much.
Okay.
If like my general
this is
theory
what I
would have
need to
been more
hear.
like, okay, well, if I wanted you to not rub it in, then I should have stopped you. And-
I get that.
Yeah.
But this is youth sports.
Sure.
This is youth sports,
Yeah.
and you don't have the ability to stop.
Yeah,
them.
no, and I'm,
Like I don't have the ability. If I was playing football right now,
Yeah.
I don't have the ability to stop
I
Micah
will,
Schroeder.
I will concede that point.
Like
Well, in
That
any,
makes no
at
sense.
any level of any sports, none of us would have been able to stop Micah Schroeder.
exactly. so it's like
I think that if I were
Sorry, I
going
interrupted
to,
you.
No, you're fine.
If I were going to present an argument, this is not necessarily what I believe. Actually, it's not what I believe. But if I were going to make an argument for why this is okay, as a defensive coach, teaching your kids to lose to someone who outclasses you with class is valuable.
Yeah.
Because in the real world, unless you're a 1 of 1 billion person, there are people out there that are better than you and smarter than you and are going to beat you when you come up against them. And that is a thing that you have to deal with in real life. That person's better than me,
Yeah.
and they don't care about me, and this stinks.
It's a good point. I think also there's like
I'm steel manning this
yeah.
argument
Yeah.
for why it's okay.
There's an
Right.
element of like when an unnamed person texted me like, "Man, we got throttled by this team this week. There was no point in us playing them." Like
Right.
when you get crushed, you
Right.
don't really get
Yeah.
a lot out of that.
exactly.
That's true.
But like on the other side, I'm like, okay, so okay, I'm a Monte guy, right?
Right.
So over the course of the years, I've seen Monte play a lot of bad teams,
Right.
and like sometimes you work through things in those bad games. So like, okay, maybe you have a pretty good team and you have aspirations of competing at a state level, but you know, all right, well, this like weird pass play where we run a hook and go or whatever it was is like something that we've struggled with.
Yeah.
So we can practice it and practice 100 times.
Do it in the
but
first half.
Yes, you're so right about that. But like when you get into the point where like the game's basically over, and you know, then coaches can tend to look at that like, all right,
I can do whatever I
it's
want.
practice now.
Yeah.
So where are the areas we struggle? Who are the players that we think need development? Let's
Yeah.
get the players who need the development in, and let's work on the areas that we struggle. We saw the Matthew Jensen year of Monte football.
Right.
They were sometimes passing in situations where it was like, oh crap, we just kept running the ball. We didn't pass yet. We need to pass. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to pass when we play against good teams.
Right. Which
So-
is valuable.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so
they're up a bunch,
but-
and it's like, why are you passing up 20 against a team that sucks?
So true.
Yes.
It's also a sliding scale.
Yes.
So, like, do you do it with 6 minutes left in the game? Or do you do it when you're up by 35, but it's still the first half?
Right.
Like there's a sliding scale of where these things land, and I think it's so hard to judge sometimes where the spot is that you stop doing that.
And I almost wonder, because you said you can practice it, that's one thing.
Yeah.
If you're playing a team that you're that much better than, wouldn't you get better practice doing it against your own team?
Probably, but you don't go like most of the time you don't go like full live contact in practice. Like you don't go full live game reps in practice. You do a little bit. They'll do a little bit of that in their run throughs, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Throughout the week.
That's true. That's true. I see what you're saying. But
Game speed is different than practice speed, I guess was the only thing. And I'm not actually when I say that, I'm not even judging. I don't coach sports anymore. And I never coached at a varsity high school level.
Yet.
So I'm not even judging whether it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I think the mindset is, okay, we have a game speed situation.
Yeah.
Here's the areas we struggle.
Yep.
Here are the players who could use development. Let's plug those guys in those spots and try to practice the things that we weren't as good at.
Yes.
And that also doesn't completely excuse every situation where people are running up the score.
Yeah.
Because I think we know for a fact that it has happened in, I don't know if I want to say it out loud. Like, there's been times when Monty's run up the score, maybe in Tenino, for example, where it's like, you did something we don't like. We're going to run up the score on you.
Exactly.
It happens.
Yes.
It absolutely happens.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to excuse every time it happens. I'm just saying there are variations of it happening.
And don't listen to this and think, oh, Daniel's butthurt because Hoquiam got blown out by Aberdeen again.
But that's not the point.
Because I also extremely damaged my relationship with Hoquiam's head coach after they were running up the score against Aberdeen.
Yeah.
And on live radio, I said, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. Why are your starters still in the game when you're up by 30 with 4 minutes left?
He's barely spoken to us since then.
Yes. This is one of my most consistent.
You need to
things
work
I'm
on your
upset
people
with.
skills.
Yeah. Justin says that and starts giggling. Chase says,
here's the thing, though. Your goal, every time you have the ball, your goal is to score. And if you're running the score up, then that's what it is. And I want to say, Chase, yes.
How would he know?
The players, Daniel agrees with you, the players should be trying to score. This is entirely a discussion about what players are in.
Yes. Absolutely. The coaches need to decide, all right, it is also not valuable for my stud starters to dominate somebody who's not very good. Like, let's put in the players that could learn from this experience. And I'll point to it because I think Montesano in general does a very good job of getting up early and then putting everybody else in. And, oh, wow, all of a sudden their sophomores are ready to go the next year.
I agree with that, yeah.
And
they've done a really good job with that.
Go win state on a rebuilding year.
Yeah, it's nuts. And yet we keep continuing to see it.
Softball, maybe.
And I do want to say, though, I wish that I would have stayed until the end of this game. My kids were really tired. We needed to go home. But I wish we would have stayed because I was fuming. And then I get a text from one of the coaches because I was complaining to one of the coaches on the staff. And he was like, yeah, that was kind of a low blow. And that calmed me down a lot. And then cooler heads prevailed because all of the kids on this field got together and met in the middle of the field after the game and had a prayer session. And that's the sportsmanship that we need. And I'm so glad that they were more mature than I was, because had I been on the field, I would have done some real stupid crap had that happened. Daniel, as a high schooler, had the emotional maturity of a 4-year-old, and somebody did something that I thought was wrong, I would have gone and tried to hit somebody in the head. So I'm so glad that Hoquiam and Aberdeen, the kids on the field, kept good sportsmanship, and they met together afterwards. They congratulated each other on a good game, and they prayed together at the center of the field in a combined fashion that shows like, hey, we all just battled in this extremely physically exhausting, emotionally exhausting sport, and we can gather together at the end of it and congratulate each other and bond with each other as community members that competed in this fashion. And that's what I love about good sportsmanship in football, especially because of the nature of the game. It can build community in a way that is pretty rare in other sports.
Yeah.
Like, I'd probably put rugby as the other sport up there. But even you can't block in rugby, though. I feel like that's...
No, you run support instead.
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, those are two sports where, like, it builds a community so much quicker than other sports because you have to rely so much on your teammates to not, break your leg.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm glad that the teams reacted better than I did, and I apologize to my wife and my mother-in-law and my kids. I actually had to apologize to my kids when I got home because they were, like, visibly, like, they noticed how upset I was with what happened, and they were like, "We just had a fun time at the football game."
Get used to it. I still apologize to my kids all the time.
I apologize to my kids constantly. Yeah.
I'll never have to do that because I'll never be wrong.
Mavis just came out of there. All right, so we'll save my next mailbag question for next week, which is, what is the best breakfast?
Ooh.
So think about that.
And it's not an English breakfast.
All right, that's going to do it for our show today. Thank you to our sponsors, the Law Office of Jeffrey A. Damashevitz and Spivey Realty Group. Can you do the Athlete of the Week post this week?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And from last week.
Oh, sweet.
I think I should be able to do both.
Awesome. All right, cool.
I found a picture of Micah. It's a little harder, but we'll get it worked out.
Sweet. Awesome.
So for my co-host Daniel, the salty Grizzly fan Hargrove,
Hey, and my co-host Justin, the awkward astronaut. I don't know why I threw astronaut in there. Probably because it was awkward. You take awkwardness to new heights. You break the firmament.
blast off.
You break the firmament.
That's not possible. That's not possible. You can't break the firmament.
Well, it'd be awkward, wouldn't it?
And our trusty producer Andrew, I won't have to worry about that because I'll never be wrong. Gross.
You've been listening to the Scrimmage.